Hello, programmers. So let's talk about procedures because we have this thing that are commands in now, but we also have procedures and they are different things, although very similar. So what's a procedure? We can write a procedure, name it procedures, hello again. Hello. And it uses the same structure from a command. So there's the parameters who, that's a string, and default is word, etc, etc, and it's going to print hello dollar. Now, one thing about string interpolation is that you could write who like this, but I prefer to always use the curly braces around the name I am expanding inside the string because names in now are very they accept a lot of stuff, like slashes and even commas, and dots and whatever. So inside the string, who knows what's coming next? So if you do this, for instance, who, comma, this is a valid name. I could say who, comma. It's going to be a name. The comma is part of the name, and then it's going to explode because there's no who, comma. There's only who. So in this case, I always like to error in the safe side and use the curly braces. So we're going to see that I can create a comment also, name it hello. How is that possible? Is because they both live in different scopes, different worlds, different realms. Like a comment is always external and a procedure is always internal. So the user running this document, he can't run the hello procedure. He's only allowed to see the comments. And there's a command named hello. It could be run, it could be do, execute, hello, whatever. But the user is only going to see the comments. So let's say I don't have this command here and I run now. You see, it's not going to show any procedure here because the procedures are not visible outside the document. But then I create the comments hello, or I could go like run, okay, and call hello. So now I have the comment and I can run and it's going to call the procedure. So as you can see, there's no syntactical difference between syntactical. There's no difference in syntax between calling a built-in command or calling a procedure. Procedures behave just the same. They have parameters, etc. You define them mostly like commands. It's basically the same thing. Actually, the implementation is the same thing, I believe, but the visibility is different. So inside your document, you have access to procedures. And the idea here is that commands should serve as in Django. You have the views, you have the controller and you have the model. So the idea of the controller is to just handle data, just do the basics of validation, a little bit of transformations needed, and then call the model to do the job, to the work, whatever. And then present that in a template, and template is going to implement the presentation. So the comments in now, they do basically the same thing. They are supposed just to take the input from the user, do a little bit of validation, and prepare the data to pass that into a procedure. Because comments cannot call comments. Nobody inside the document can call a command, actually. They are really separated. So the comment is the external interface, and it's going to just prepare the data and then pass that into a procedure. On very small programs, very small documents, if you're using your now file as a substitute for a Docker file, it's not a big deal. Usually you can just implement everything as a command, but in larger programs, if your code base is more than 1,000 lines, you're going to hit this issue about not being able to call command, and then you have common functionality, common features between commands, and you want to, one call the other, and create procedures for that, procedures for doing this. Okay, and that's it. See ya. Bye.